Hi, my name is Monica and welcome to Guru Grit, a place where we discuss the learning about how the world really truly works because in my opinion everybody deserves to know how the world really works. So I'm happy to be answering your questions and here with you each and every day. So today someone left a comment on a previous video that addressed needing to justify on some sense financial stability. So for example, I want to win the lottery but I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid. Every time, just before I get a promotion, something happens and blocks it. So, before we get into it, and we're really going to get into it today, and after this video I'll put up another video with some procedures that can help with that. If you're interested in knowing more, and you have a TikTok, go look at my TikTok. I tend to go live often, and we have a lot of fun on those. I also have a Medium, so go on medium.com, read some of my articles. I'll get more things flowing as time goes on. Now, if you have a question, feel free to email me at gurugritinfo@gmail.com and let me know what you want to know. So, let's consider financials. Firstly, we live in a world, we're getting right into this. Firstly, we live in a world where we are usually taught from a young age to get something you have to be good. To get something you have to earn it. In some sense, there is some truth in this, but not in the way that you think. Because the people who make the most amount of money actually do the least amount of work. It's a no-brainer. Because they leverage their energy. It's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into the political discussions and the ethical discussions. Energy flows and goes everywhere, to and through everyone, so everyone has equal access to it. Now, you have to I suppose you have to train yourself to think that or to actually flex that energetic muscle if you grew up in a life thinking that you can't have things. But it's not impossible and it surely isn't hard. So let's start with this idea. I really want to win the lottery, but I'm afraid because then everyone's going to know that I won. I might become a target. I might find out I have 30 extra cousins I didn't know about. I'll be obligated to other people. So clearly the money isn't the problem. Maybe it's a privacy issue, feeling obligated to others. Maybe you already have a lot of responsibility, and the idea that you have to owe other people more of your time is what's holding you back. So dig deep. Find out what that is. Another idea is very prevalent, surely where I live in the society that I am in, is that simultaneously you have to do something and do it well and be good to earn your desire, to earn wealth. But at the same time, really contradictory, is that most rich people are really bad people. So either you have to have some kind of moral fiber to get it in the first place, but I can promise you, most of the wealthiest people in the world that we know, faces and names, most of them we really don't. They're not particularly spectacular in any way, be it talent, contribution, or any such thing. They just vibrate wealth, they vibrate money, they vibrate stability and security, convenience, ease, flow, and so they can attract it. I'm sure they're nice, perfectly nice people, but moral compass is not a prerequisite. Now, you don't have to be bad, you don't have to be good. So this is the whole point. It simply is. It simply is. If you vibrate that, you get it. If you don't, you don't get it. So it's like that saying goes, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. It's absolutely true. The mind is a fertile garden. Whatever seed you plant there will grow. You can have opinions about things, but if those opinions don't help you and don't serve you, get rid of those opinions. So now, let's consider this. If you can work through those beliefs, and I would suggest you do it quickly, because when you start working through problems, you fall down a rabbit hole, especially when you get to childhood. Then you really have no reason to stop going to therapy or talking about your childhood problems. So that in and of itself just creates more problems. But you can choose a state now, here and now, and just choose, to experience what it would like to feel wealth, to have wealth, convenience. Does it feel nicer to drive your car or sit in a bus? More free time, a body with more mobility, more social options, whatever the case may be. Okay, more is the mantra of the universe, so make peace with moreness in that sense. So dig down and realize, who taught me, who told me that I had to be like a brain surgeon to make a decent living, that I couldn't do it doing what I love? Who told me that being wealthy would make me a target, or that I would be obligated to more people or something like that. There's a lot of benefits to wealth. You can help a lot of people. You can access them. You can be much more mobile. So go through those fears and realize those fears are just not your friend. Even if they're facts, those facts are not your friends. So let's get into what Neville Goddard would do. So first you imagine it. You would have an imaginal act, as he calls it. Meaning that you would lie down and relax your mind and bring into your mind a scene where you assume that you are wealthy. Okay? That's it. That's literally it. Why do you think so many of the things that you daydream about but have no intense resistance or emotion to come true? Sometimes you're just walking down the street and you think, I'd love to find $5. 20 minutes later, there's $5 on the ground, and you think it's crazy, but really it's because you just didn't care that much about it, because it was expected. Bring that to your mind. Now, as I said in previous videos, you don't want to imagine buying a lottery ticket, applying for a promotion, going to a job interview. No. You imagine a scene where that's already happened. Because anything in the interim, between here and there, if you imagine in the middle, it can cause the whole thing to collapse and fall through. So you're crossing the threshold. That's how I call it. You know, like you can run up to the finish line and stand there. You're not done the race. Everyone's going to pass you by. You have to cross the finish line. So cross the threshold. So if this is what it feels like to be rich or win the lottery, you're going to imagine what happens after that. Okay? So you live in a beautiful castle somewhere in Ireland or Scotland. You have a boat off the coast of France. You bought an island. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy. You have a new car. You're married. So if you're single and you want to be married, don't imagine dating. Don't imagine someone calling you. Imagine being married. If you have no particular person in mind, it doesn't matter. Cross the threshold. You've been happily married for 5 years. You have your 5-year anniversary dinner. You envision rings on fingers, okay, getting cards for birthdays from your spouse. So cross the threshold. So cross the threshold of wealth. You've won the lottery, you got the job, whatever it is. Your money was tied up in something, in some court case. It's done. It's done. So what would you do if you had the money? If you had the money, you wouldn't feel tense, anxious, guilty, neurotic about having the money, because you would just have it and everything would go your way. So imagine past the event. So you're celebrating the lottery win, you're celebrating the promotion, or you're just out shopping for a new wardrobe. You're just taking, because it's so natural to you, it's so normal to you. So you wouldn't feel any type of way about it. You would just be like, okay, it's like the most natural thing in the world, of course. This is the other thing I really have to stress, and this is why I chose Neville Goddard. So if you can play the scene in your mind and let it go, that would be the best thing. If you could fall asleep in that state, it's done. It's done. Best thing ever. Now, the one thing I want to mention is the subconscious mind is very fertile. It's very receptive. It's pretty much defenseless. So anything the conscious mind beams down into it, like a garden, it will grow it. It's like, to me, it's like a blank sheet of paper and a stamp, and you just stamp it with messages all the time, or like really doughy putty or clay. It's just so impressionable and ready to be molded. It's malleable, it's movable. So you're the molder, you're the sculptor. What are you making? When you say things like, I want money, but I'm afraid of how it's going to come to me, I'm afraid it's going to bring these problems, what you're actually doing is impressing upon your subconscious that you can have that money, but you can have the problems too. So just be mindful. You don't have to police yourself. You don't have to be anxiety ridden, but just say, you know what? I can just have that and not worry about the other things. You don't have to get all of that with this. Like they say, money, more problems. I don't know about you, but like as you get older, there's always more problems. But everything goes better with money, even problems. I'd rather have money problems than no money problems. Just think about it. Everything goes better with convenience. Everything goes better with abundance. And for the people in your life too, because they have someone they can rely on, someone who's dependable. Try to flip it around. Flip the narrative so you put yourself in a feeling of power. Now, as I was saying, the subconscious is very impressionable. So if you say to it, I want this, but it will come with problems, I can promise you right now, it will come with problems. That's it. If you say, I want this and it's going to be fun, it's already fun, I'm already having fun, then fun is all you have. So fun's all you're going to get. Something to consider. Give that some thought. In the next video, I'm going to discuss some energetic explanations for money or lack of money. And I hope that you enjoy. Go and visit my TikTok, write to me, let me know what you think, let me know if you like this video, and I will see you in like a second. So thank you so much for being here. Until next time.